God didn't send an army to save Israel. He sent a child. This is the story of Samson, the man who became a walking army. Israel had fallen again. 40 years under the weight of the Philistines. 40 years of fear. 40 years of silence. The people cried out for deliverance, but no deliverer came. Yet heaven was already moving. In the quiet fields of Zorah, a barren woman worked alone, unaware that destiny was walking toward her. The light broke through the stillness. An angel of the Lord appeared before her, radiant, overwhelming, unmistakably divine. His voice carried the weight of eternity. You are barren, but you will conceive a son. The wind shifted. The earth seemed to listen. He will be set apart from birth. No razor shall touch his head. He will begin to deliver Israel from the hand of the Philistines. A vow before birth, a calling before breath, a strength promised before the child existed. The woman ran to her husband Manoah. Her voice trembled with awe. A man of God came to me. His face was like the angel of the Lord. I did not ask his name, but he said I would bear a son. Manoah lifted his eyes toward heaven, uncertain, yet filled with wonder. As the sun set over Zorah, one prayer rose into the night. Lord, let the man of God return to us.
Manoah prayed, and heaven answered. Manoah lifted his eyes toward heaven, uncertain, yet filled with wonder. And in that very moment, the angel of the Lord returned, appearing again to his wife as she sat alone in the field.
He has come again.
Manoah followed her quickly, his heart pounding with holy fear. When he saw the angel, he fell to the ground. Are you the one who spoke to my wife?
I am.
Manoah's voice trembled. What will be the boy's rule, that we may train him properly?
A vow before birth, a destiny sealed by heaven.
Let your wife obey all that I commanded. The child is set apart. He is consecrated from the womb.
Please stay, so we may prepare a young goat for you.
So Manoah gathered stones and placed the young goat upon them, offering a burnt offering to the Lord. The flames rose slowly at first, then roared upward with divine strength, and as the fire blazed toward the sky, the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame.
We have seen God. Surely we will die.
If the Lord wanted to kill us, he would not have accepted our offering or shown us all these things.
And in the quiet that followed, a promise waited to be fulfilled. The child was coming.
His first test came without warning. Samson walked down the road to Timnah, the sun burning over the hills, the weight of destiny resting on his shoulders. He was alone, yet not alone, for the Spirit of the Lord was beginning to move in him with a strength he did not yet understand. Then, from the vineyards beside the path, a young lion roared and charged toward him. Its roar shook the air. Samson froze for a heartbeat. Then the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him, sudden, violent, overwhelming. Strength flooded his body. He became more than a man. With his bare hands, Samson seized the lion and tore it apart. The roar fell silent, and Samson stood alone, realizing what he had become. He told no one what he had done. And the path ahead was about to lead him into temptation.
Temptation came, disguised as desire. After defeating the lion, Samson continued down to Timnah. There, among the Philistines, he saw a woman, beautiful, confident, different from the daughters of Israel. Something in him paused, something in him pulled, something in him wanted what was not his. Samson returned home and said, I have seen a woman in Timnah. Get her for me as my wife. His parents were troubled. "Is there no woman among our own people? Must you go to the Philistines?" But Samson insisted, "Get her for me, for she pleases me." They did not know that the Lord was working through this, setting the stage for Samson's destiny. Samson walked again toward Timnah, passing the place where the lion had attacked him. But something had changed. The carcass was gone, and in its place, a swarm of bees had made a hive. Inside, there was honey, sweet, unexpected, impossible. Samson reached in, took some, and ate as he walked. He shared it with his parents, but told them nothing of where it came from. And as Samson approached Timnah once more, he did not know that this wedding would become a battlefield.
Samson arrived at the wedding feast. The Philistines greeted him with forced smiles, their intentions hidden. 30 companions surrounded him, not to honor, but to watch. Samson spoke. "I will give you a riddle. If you solve it, I will give you 30 garments. But if you cannot, you will give them to me." He spoke. Out of the eater came something to eat. Out of the strong came something sweet. Their laughter faded. They could not solve it. Their frustration grew. So they threatened her. "Entice your husband, or we will burn you and your father's house." Fear overtook her. Day after day, she wept before him until his heart weakened. On the 7th day, worn down by her weeping, Samson told her the answer. She ran to the Philistines with the secret. They returned to Samson, speaking with smug confidence. "What is sweeter than honey? What is stronger than a lion?" Samson's heart burned. He knew instantly they had used his bride against him. And as the feast continued, Samson rose in anger, for betrayal had entered his wedding.
Betrayal lit a fire inside him, a fire that would scorch the earth. The Philistines would feel the weight of the Lord's anger, delivered by his hand. He turned his steps towards Ashkelon, his heart a storm of judgment. There, in the stronghold of his enemies, he unleashed his fury. But even in the aftermath, the bitterness remained. He returned, seeking the solace of his love, hoping to mend what was broken. But the face that greeted him was not the one he remembered. When Samson returned for his bride, he discovered a betrayal far greater than the first.
Samson returned to Timnah, his heart still burning from betrayal. But when he reached the house, the door did not open for him.
"Thought you hated her, so I gave her to your companion. Take her younger sister instead. She is more beautiful."
The words struck Samson like a blow. This was the tearing of trust.
"This time, I will be blameless when I bring harm to the Philistines."
Samson captured the foxes, tied them in pairs, and placed a torch between them. He released them into the Philistine fields. The foxes ran wildly, the torches blazing behind them. Samson stood at a distance, his face lit by the flames, his destiny unfolding, and the Philistines gathered themselves for revenge, not knowing Samson was ready for them.
The Philistines gathered for revenge, not knowing Samson was ready for them.
"We have come to bind you, to hand you over to them."
"Swear to me that you yourselves will not kill me."
They led him towards the Philistines, who shouted with triumph, believing victory was theirs. But the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon him. The ropes became like burned flax. The jawbone in his hand, Samson advanced, for the battle of Lehi was about to begin.
Samson advanced, for the battle of Lehi was about to begin. The Philistines surged forward, their voices rising like a storm. But Samson stood firm, steady, unmoved. The Spirit of the Lord strengthened him. He pushed through their ranks, scattering their confidence. The valley echoed with struggle, but Samson remained unshaken. The Philistines' courage wavered. Samson pressed forward, driving them back. The momentum changed. They faced a force they could not overcome. When the conflict stilled, the valley grew quiet. Samson stood alone and understood. the Lord had given him victory. The place was named Ramath Lehi, the hill of triumph. But Samson felt his strength fade. He cried out to the Lord, "You have given this great deliverance, but I am faint." God heard his cry. A spring opened in the ground. Samson drank, and his strength returned. The spring was called En-Hakkore, the spring of the caller. Samson judged Israel, but a new chapter of his destiny was about to unfold.
A new chapter of Samson's destiny was about to unfold. Into Gaza he walked, a man of God's immense power, but the Philistines had laid a trap, their hearts filled with malice and their minds with cunning plans. Yet Samson, attuned to the whispers of danger, sensed their treachery. His spirit, unbroken and fierce, prepared to rise. With a strength not of this earth, he tore the gates from their hinges, a symbol of his indomitable will. He carried them to the mountaintop, a sign to all of the power that dwelt within God's chosen one. From the shadows, a new chapter loomed, written not in stone, but in the threads of a woman's betrayal.
He had humiliated the Philistines again, but the weight inside his heart was heavier than the gates he carried. He was strong on the outside, but inside a storm was forming. A man chosen to fight, who longed for peace.
Lord, why is my strength always a burden? Why must every victory feel like another wound?
We must find his weakness. No weapon can stop him. We must break him from the inside.
And there, he saw her. A pull stronger than battle, stronger than fear. But the Philistines had already found her. Trap was already set.
Delilah welcomed Samson with a gentle smile, her voice calm, her presence warm. Like a quiet breeze in a weary valley, he felt rest, peace. She looked at him as if she saw the man, not the warrior, but behind her eyes, a shadow waited.
Entice him, find the secret of his strength, and we will give you silver beyond measure.
Samson, what makes you so strong? What could bind you? Samson, the Philistines are upon you. Samson rose, and the bowstrings snapped like threads of fire. And as Samson looked at her, he did not see the storm gathering around him. This was only the beginning.
Samson, if you truly love me, tell me how you can be bound.
If I were tied with new ropes, I would become weak like any other man.
Samson, the Philistines are upon you. How can you say you love me when your heart is not with me? Tell me the truth.
If you weave the 7 braids of my hair into a loom, I will become weak.
Soon, Samson's greatest secret would be placed in her hands.
You say you love me, yet you withhold your heart. Am I not worthy of your trust, my beloved?
The Philistines torment me day and night. Even in sleep, I find no rest. My strength feels like a curse.
Tell me the secret of your great power, and I shall ease your suffering. Let me be your sanctuary.
Samson slept in the arms of the one who would deliver him to his enemies. He trusted her completely. But the silver and the pressure pulled her deeper into the darkness. She knew the weight of her choice. 7 locks, each a symbol of the vow that set him apart. And as the final lock fell, something unseen shifted.
Samson, the Philistines are upon you.
He rose, expecting the Spirit of the Lord, but nothing came. His strength was gone. Israel's champion was now a prisoner. Samson did not yet know that his greatest fall would become the beginning of his greatest redemption.
Samson's greatest fall would become the beginning of his greatest redemption. The man who once stood like a mountain now walked like a prisoner. Crowds gathered, shouting, mocking, but heaven watched in silence. In Gaza, Samson was thrown into a prison of stone. His hands bled, his body weakened, his heart broke, but something deeper was happening. As Samson worked in the shadows, His hair began to grow again, a sign of mercy, a sign that God had not abandoned him. Hope stirred within him. The rulers of the Philistines planned a great celebration. "Our God has delivered Samson into our hands," their voices thundered, their pride rising like smoke. A young servant took Samson by the hand. Samson walked slowly, his eyes unable to see, but his spirit awakening. The roar of the crowd grew louder. Samson stood still, listening, sensing the pillars. He whispered a quiet prayer, not for revenge, but for purpose. And as the servant guided his hand to the pillars, Samson knew. His final moment was drawing near.
Samson whispered the words softly, not in anger, not in despair, but in surrender to the purpose God had written over his life. His hands pressed firmly against the pillars. A deep rumble moved through the temple, slow at first, like the earth taking a breath. He was listening to something deeper, the quiet whisper of God's mercy returning to him. The strength returned, not as a shout, not as a storm, but as a holy fire rising slowly within him.
Sovereign Lord, remember me.
In that last breath, he fulfilled the purpose he was born to carry.
"Let me die with the Philistines." Samson whispered the words softly, his hands pressed against the pillars, his heart surrendered to the purpose God had written over his life. The temple trembled beneath him. Dust drifted from the ceiling. The laughter of the Philistines turned into uneasy silence. Samson drew in a deep breath, feeling strength rise within him, not the strength of pride, but the strength of mercy. He pushed slowly, his muscles tightening, the pillars groaning under the weight. The crowd screamed, the rulers shouted, the ground shook violently, but Samson's voice rose above the chaos, steady and calm. "Sovereign Lord, remember me." The pillars cracked, the ceiling split, the temple began to fall. And in that final moment, Samson fulfilled the purpose he was born to carry. "Let me die with the Philistines." His hands pressed against the pillars, his heart surrendered to the purpose God had written over his life. The temple trembled beneath him. Dust drifted from the ceiling. The laughter of the Philistines turned into uneasy silence. Samson drew in a deep breath, feeling strength rise within him, not the strength of pride, but the strength of mercy. He pushed slowly, his muscles tightening, the pillars groaning under the weight. The crowd screamed, the rulers shouted, the ground shook violently. But Samson's voice rose above the chaos, steady and calm. "Sovereign Lord, remember me." The pillars cracked, the ceiling split, the temple began to fall. And in that final moment, Samson fulfilled the purpose he was born to carry.
A judge fallen, a strength betrayed. In the house of Dagon, Samson's story seemed over. Yet from the depths of his anguish, a prayer rose to the Lord. "Grant me one last strength, O God, not for vengeance, but for your name's sake." With a cry that shook the earth, the last judge of Israel rose again. A sacrifice, a restoration, and a redemption through mercy. Comment below which Bible action story you want to see next. Like, share, and subscribe. And type, "God is good" if you believe.